Hello, everyone. So today I am still on those fall vibes and decided to do a little fall cottage. I forgot to hit record when I started this, so that's why you're seeing it all in the middle. But you didn't miss much. It's okay. I really wanted to play with angles a little bit in this build. I didn't do a whole lot, as you can see. It's just the entryway that's angled. But I just thought it'd be a really cute addition to have a unique little feature like that. And that's kind of the focal point outside, anyway, of this home. And I think it turned out pretty well. I really enjoy this little house. I've been playing in it in a save file I have, and it actually is really playable. I really am saying really a lot. It is really playable. What I was going for with this is a cozy vibe, of course fall, and kind of like a country cabin look to it. And I think I pulled that off, at least on the outside. The main focus of the main focus of this build was to really make it look kind of outdoorsy and something that you could put almost anywhere in the Sims world. It's not going to fit in island living, of course, and probably wouldn't work in the city, but I think almost every other world that fits pretty well in. I did have some fun trying to do this floor plan because I couldn't get certain things to work the way I wanted it to. So it does update a little bit here and there, but that's the fun of building in The Sims, right? The other fun with building in The Sims is roofs. The custom home designer in me goes a little crazy when the roofs don't want to work right. But, I just take a minute and go, it's The Sims. I can't do what I can do in a normal CAD program. All right, so inside, as you can see, I'm kind of playing with a couple of different options. And I finally decided on creating some angles in the end of the living room. That worked out really well. And then now I'm kind of figuring out the kitchen area and getting all the cabinets in. And with the interior, again, keeping the fall vibe, but it's more of fall colors with some fall decor. I wanted this to be a home that you could, use all the time. So I didn't want to go too crazy with a bunch of fall clutter. So it is minimal, but it's definitely there. And when I moved my family into the house, it was fall. And it worked out really well because everything was pretty well decorated for the season. And I'm one of those, I like to decorate for the seasons. And it also worked really well to just go right into winter and Christmas. It's actually really pretty in the snow. So I'm happy. I'm happy it's a build that can be used year round and just kind of have that fall neutral color scheme that works well with almost everything. So the other thing with this build is it does use multiple packs. I was not trying to stick to a single pack. So I apologize if you don't own one of the packs that's included. I'd still recommend you download it as long as you have like Country Living, and the Seasons pack. It really everything else is negotiable on it. All right, so the kitchen, I played with the opening between the kitchen and the living room quite a few times. And I originally decided on using the opening from Growing Together. And it's cute, but I realized I wanted to do a little more by the back door. So I do end up taking that out. But if you don't like the decor that's there, adding that little entry doorway, if you have Growing Together, is definitely an option. All right, so over in the living room, I really wanted to go with more of, the fall color vibe. The kitchen I did like teal, which isn't really fall, but I mean it works. You have the browns and it does work. I think it looks pretty good. I wanted something that kind of popped in there because it was getting very neutral. So I wanted to bring in some color. Where the living room, I went more with a fall vibe, fall theme. So you can see here where I took out that entryway. And part of that was also the living room. I didn't like how big that entryway was. So I decided to move that to fit that sofa in a little bit differently. Trying to figure out book storage because we know every Sims house needs a bookshelf or 5. Okay, this one does not have 5. I promise. I promise. Now, a future build I have does have a lot of bookshelves. Had a small obsession with the Book Nook kit. It's like one of my favorites, so it gets used a lot. Okay, my original plan with this build was to try to do room to room, and yeah, that didn't work. So you can see I'm kind of jumping around a little bit as I find things. I'm like, ooh, this would look good in the kitchen. So I do a little bit of that. I did try to keep this all relatively, like I said, neutral coloring. And it's not a build that's really cluttered, but I did add quite a few decor items. Is what I'm trying to get at. And any good, fall home has a bunch of cool little fall-y decorations and candles. So there's a lot of candles. And then, of course, figuring out stuff to put on the walls because you can't have blank walls in a cozy home, right? They all got to have something to kind of bring the walls in a little bit and make everything feel close, but not too close. So I was trying as hard as I could to get something on this fireplace that I liked. And I finally figured that out. So that, cool little Book Nook accessory there. And I am trying to use these set of 3 candles a lot more because I absolutely love them. I think they are just the perfect little accent. And I keep forgetting about them, but they've come to my attention again, and I will be using those in more builds. So can't quite remember what my thinking was with moving these cabinets up that high. But I think I end up moving them back down. I might not have. I can't remember. Oh well. They work well where they're at. Like I said, I have played in this house, so it does work. So moving on to the bedroom, and again, I wanted to keep this kind of a simple build with, some decent decoration. So the bedrooms have just a few things in there. There's the master here that I'm working on now, and then there is a child's bedroom that has like bunk beds and stuff in it that'll be coming up. And in this room, I had such a hard time figuring out a rug. And I don't know why. I think I use a lot of custom content when I play. And I think I've gotten so used to the really nice custom content rugs that I can be like, okay, I want a fall rug, and it comes up. That it took me a little while to figure out something to put there. But what I've got, I think, works with the theme of the more neutral look to it. And then I wanted to put kind of a nice little area where maybe your sim could knit. And I did not put a knitting thing in there. But that was kind of that corner was my thought, was they could knit there and it'd be cute. At least that's what I do. I currently have one of my sims learning how to knit in this house. But I ended up having to put a computer in that corner instead of the rocking chair, so yeah. It's kind of helpful when your sim has a programming career to have a computer that's, there and available, but yeah. So as you can see in this children's bedroom, I started out with a double bed thinking it'd just be one child, and then I went, no, I think I'm going to put a bunk bed in. So I think it turned out pretty good once I get it going. I think it was more of I realized that this is a pretty big space, so I could put quite a few things in there. So that's why I went ahead and put in the double bunk beds. And I absolutely love the little desk, and I was trying so hard to use it. But I realized I'm like, no, I want to put more in there and have something a little bit bigger so we can get some lighting in there. And again, half the time, like for homework or any of that, they don't use the desk anyway. I really wish you could be like, sit at desk and do homework. That would be a great option. Or assign desk for homework or something, Come on, Sims, let's get at this. All right, so again in here, I did want to keep it kind of neutral, but I added a little bit of the, fall color with some orange. And then wanted to put in just some decoration. So they have this cute little fall tree I thought looked good, even though I know technically it's for like a nursery, but I'm like, it works for a kid's room. So I believe I go back into the kids' room later. Kind of just wasn't sure what else to do with that. So I decided to work on the bathroom. And I really actually do like how this bathroom turned out. It's very usable. It's, it's got pretty much everything you need in it, which is, helpful for a bathroom. Being it is the only bathroom is probably the only downside to this build, but I like to play where, usually my adult sims have their own bathroom in their bedroom at least, or like there's a small half bath. But again, I wanted this to have that kind of cozy cottage theme. So I didn't want to put too much into it and make the house too big. Now just adding some decor, some clutter. And I absolutely love the little clutter kit we have. As a builder, it's definitely a good investment. You really can't use the stuff in the kit, so if you're more of a game player, definitely You could probably skip it unless you are somebody who really likes to see that stuff. Um, but yeah, as a builder, that is a definite I need. All right. Moving out to landscaping. And the problem with having that angled doorway is just trying to figure out what all to put in front of this house. But eventually I get it, and I really like how that turned out too. I really love the big windows in the kitchen. Just because normally your kitchens don't get a lot of light unless, you plan it that way. And, that is kind of what I did was planned I needed light in there, and it's nice because when you look, when you arrive at the house as you're playing, if it's like darker out or, evening, you can kind of see the light, and it has that cozy cottage warmth feel. It's great. I know I'm really passionate about this build, okay? Okay. All right, so adding some trees around because, of course, it's a fall cozy home, right? So we're moving back outside and decided to just go with simple fencing all the way around. And a little pond because, why not? Why not have a pond that has some leaves in it in your fall cozy home? So, of course, you got to have all the fun fireflies and dragonflies and all that because there's no fish in this pond. Adding a little garden area because, Sims gardening, that has to happen, right? And a fire pit because what fall cozy home doesn't have a fire pit? All right. And then, of course, some more trees because it needed more. I really wanted to use more trees in this build, but play-wise, I knew it just wouldn't work. So what's there, it does work well. And I like it. All right, so moving back over to the front, I decided to use these posts from Horse Ranch Pratt because it works. It's rustic and it works well right there. I also played around with some decor on the porch. I actually edited out some of this, and I just could not figure out anything. I was trying really hard not to use the barrels, and I ended up using them anyway. I should have just done it. So, all right, as you can see, we're starting to put in more of the fall decoration here. This is the point where I realized I used the wrong barrel. This happens a lot. But I wanted to be able to put a little lamp up there. I thought that would be cute. And then just kind of checking for lighting because for me, lighting is important. And having good lighting just kind of helps with that cozy vibe I'm going for. And of course, adding some terrain paint to make this actually look lived in. And of course, fun little plants around the pond because, you're looking at something like I'm picturing kind of out in the country a little bit. So it's a little overgrown, not crazy, but a little bit. And you could put this easily into a more, residential neighborhood if you wanted to. You just might want to clean up some of the grass. That's all. All right, and of course, adding in all the fall decor. I have an obsession with pumpkins, and it's not just because my cat's named Pumpkin. Just saying. I love the fall pumpkin look. I'm getting into apples a little bit more too this year. Um, wasn't normally into that, but the last couple years I've been buying apple decor, and I've come up with a good collection lately. I pulled it out the other day and went, wow, when did I start liking apples so much? But some point I did. So I had a really hard time trying to figure these pumpkins out. They just were not working with me at all. And I completely forgot about some of the tips and tricks I learned to get those into the right spot. So I ended up going with these candles instead. Still works and is actually really nice to have that light over there. So I won with that one. All right, just kind of now going around and adding in some different decor. Trying to figure out what'll go well. And this is when I realized, I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to put, something else by this door. But I couldn't find it, and then I got distracted. And found this cute little teapot thing that I put there on the counter. I thought that looked really well as like kind of a back shelf to that section. And then I really wanted to use that fall painting, so I put that in. And then more clutter. Because I don't know about you, but I have a lot of kind of kitchen clutter on my countertops. I don't have a lot of storage where I'm at anyway, so certain things have to be out on the counter. But it works. Everything's easy accessed, right? And you can see I finally go back to what I wanted to do over here in this corner. Kept getting distracted, but finally got it. I'm like, I just, somebody's going to go out and they're going to go out to the garden. They're going to have, stuff there that they can just hang up when they walk back in the door. Because I didn't put a little mudroom or anything in this house either. All right, so I'm going to go around and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. So first we have the kitchen. And I really do love how this turned out with the colors. And then the living room. And the bathroom. And then I've got the kids' room, which I think turned out really cute. I thought I went back and fixed some things with it, but I guess I kind of left it a little more of a blank slate. Right, and then we have the master bedroom. And then we'll go outside and check out the fire pit area, and then the pond and the garden area. All right, well, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this build. If you did, please make sure to like and subscribe. I will definitely have more builds coming. I have a few more fall themed builds, and I'm also starting university with a sim that I have that's kind of myself. I've been growing her up through the years. And so I'm doing some university rebuilds. So I'll have those posted probably in a couple weeks. So anyway, I hope you have a great day. See you soon. Bye.